Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm the Mystery Man and I'll be posting gaming videos, for example FIFA or Minecraft. So the first thing I'm going to be doing on my channel is playing a FIFA career mode, and I'm going to be doing it with Napoli. If you don't know what it is, it's basically where you play a football simulated career, basically playing games, winning trophies and signing players, all of that good stuff. So this video is just going to be a time lapse of just shortlisting players, not signing players, but selling players, and going through players that we have, and just to get to know the team. Obviously, we're not going to sell any amazing players yet, but I am going to be shortlisting players who I would like to sell, and shortlisting players who I would like to sign. So I have chosen to attend the pre-season tournament, which would be great to earn a little bit of money. So here we're just going through the squad and seeing who we're going to keep, who we're going to sell. There's some decent young players in this team and some very decent high-rated other types of players who I really rate, and I think this is going to be a great journey for us in this Napoli career mode. It's going to be something new, I guess. I haven't decided what else I'm going to do for my channel, but I do know for sure that this is going to be one very fun career mode. So, here I'm just putting players into the squad which I think would who would do really well for the team, and I would like to put my favourite starting 11, which I think would be in the team that I use in the pre-season tournament and in the league. So I have established that I would like to sign a goalkeeper, preferably older, to just fit into the team for one season, so he can do the job while Meret grows. Obviously, I want to sign a right back instead of Giovanni Di Lorenzo, who is younger and has a decent amount of potential that can do the job throughout the whole series. And I also want a left back who does the same thing as the right back, who would be quite nice. The left back and right back, they don't have to necessarily be super young, but it would be nice if they were younger. Anyway, I've just created a second team, a reserves team that can play in the matches which are not as important, in the cup matches, which I want to rest the really good players, and I can just keep going if a player gets injured. I don't want to risk any of my main players getting injured, so that would be quite nice. So I've just set up the training sessions for the coming season. It'll be quite nice, but if we get a lot of growth, but I'm not expecting that much. Okay, so I've just simulated the first game and we're getting offers for players. Okay, so here I am just transfer listing players which I would like to sell because they're just not going to get into the main team. So then we have lost the first game against Valencia, and the second game against Leipzig we've drawn 1-1, and that technically means that we are out of the cup. So we're going to reject another offer for Mertens, preferably one of our best players, and we're going to negotiate an offer which has come in from Ajax for Kevin Malqui. It would be very nice if we could sell him, and we have sold him for 9.5 million. Anyway, training as usual. Now we know that we have not won this pre-season, so we're just going to simulate with the reserves team. We get, I guess, a little bit of money and offers for Leperto, who I think should stay throughout this whole career mode, but here I do actually delegate for a bit more money, and we'll see what happens then. So we have around 80 million pounds to spend. So here I am. This is a pretty long part of the time lapse where I just shortlist right backs and defenders which I want to sign for the team. So here is the time lapse. So we're looking at the Serie A first. This young right backs and defenders from the Serie A. Here I was looking more at right backs, so just going through it. Now we're looking at the Eredivisie, because I know that they have some pretty decent young players, such as Denzel Dumfries, Ismail Assar. No, not Ismail Assar. Oh gosh, Malacia. Just generally, it would be quite nice to sign some decent players from the Eredivisie. Like here I shortlist Nicolas Tagliafico. Now I look in the Premier League, which it is a decent shout, but they do have some decent players that we could sign, but you never know. Whatever happens, happens. Right now I have actually pre-recorded a few episodes and I'm doing the voiceover for episode 1, and this video goes out on the Monday, so which is today. It's Sunday for me, so tomorrow this video, which I'm recording right now, goes live, so that'll be quite nice. Anyway, we get into the Ligue 1, the French league, for those who do not know what it is. Shortlisting some decent players from there. Now we move on to the German league, the Bundesliga, which is quite nice. Obviously, going through the save, I don't expect us to win anything major, and the whole base of this career mode is to not actually win the Champions League, but it is to win the Serie A title, which is the Italian league title. I only think of this because Napoli haven't won the Serie A in many years, and Juventus have always been dominating Italian football. And also, in European competitions, the only thing they've won is one Europa League. So it would be nice to win a Champions League, but it wouldn't be that bad if we, I can't speak now. Okay, we move into the Champions League. We have a very tough group with Liverpool in there. But I think the aim for this season is to hopefully get to maybe the semi-finals or the quarter-finals of the Champions League, and then maybe hopefully come maybe in the top 4 for the Serie A title, because obviously I think we might know who's going to win that one. So here we are looking at the 2 team sheets. We are selling 2 left backs. Well, we are selling Fazio Goulam, and we are selling Haisaj. So that's a right back and a left back, both leaving the club. If we can get these negotiations correct, and they hopefully accept the offers. And here we are for the big scout report coming back from the players that we shortlisted. This is only the first set of scout reports, and then. So here we are. I just look at the release clauses of Serginho Dest, and we realise that he's too low rated, so we're not going to go for him. And then I just look at different fullbacks like Emerson, Dubois, Kenny Lala. David Alaba would be a good shout because he's he can play centre back and he can play left back. We have another offer for Canoisis. I just reject it because we can just sell him from the first offer. The other scout reports come in. And then we take a look at everybody's stats at this moment in time. So these are the players that we are going to sign. So anyway, now I'm looking for probably goalkeepers. No, not goalkeepers. Defenders, because I want a centre back who can play, I think, in the reserves as a second centre back. And I'm looking at Manuel Akanji, and I think him or Nathan Ake could be really good centre backs for us. But anyway, we go through, we see David Alaba, but we've already shortlisted him at only 27 years old, which is not bad for the Bayern defender. Just going through the first, 100 choices. And here I'm just thinking, how do I find a centre back? And I just go into the Premier League, find some really decent players which could all sign for us. Looking at some very decent players. Anyway, so I look at Phil Jones there, thinking we could sign Phil Jones. Never happening. So that's the Premier League done. Yeah, Fabian Schär, I did think he was a very good shout. I really rate him. Now here we look at the goalkeepers for one season. So I first go into our current league, and I see Samir Handanovic, and I think he's 88 rated and only worth around 15 million. And I think he's perfect. And then we see some others like Pau Lopez or Sirigu, and I think who else could we be signing? So now I look into La Liga, see Adan, he's a decent shout, Asenjo, we see Dimitrovic, and then Jaume. We see quite a few goalkeepers that we could sign, and now it just comes down to the bit where we just think, okay, who do we sign? And I'm just going to leave that and wait for all the transfer offers to come through. So yeah, we adjust the budget to, I think, after the negotiations go through, I think at the end of this episode we're going to have around £100 million to spend, and I think that is a massive amount. And now we've got the scout reports in for the goalkeepers and the centre backs. So now the centre backs scout report has come in, not for the goalies actually, I'm mistaken. So Nathan Ake, you can see, has already left for his old club Chelsea. So now we can't even sign Ake. So then the only defender that we could sign is Akanji, who I rate. So here we go, we're going to accept an offer for Younes, and here we go. These are all the players that we could sign in this first transfer window. And I think to myself, we need a right back, a left back, a goalkeeper, and then another backup centre back. So who do you think we should sign? Without further ado, peace out.